Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to talk about the top 5 things that we can do to reduce our transportation cost. So let's start with hybrid working. So hybrid working is where you work, some days you work online and some days you go to the office. So to do this, you need to explain to your employer that it is a very difficult thing to come to the office every single day with the latest fuel prices and with the shortage of diesel as of now. And you can politely request them to allow you guys to work from home at least 3 to 2 days during a week, so that you don't have to go to the office every single day, which reduces your fuel consumption and also reduces your transportation cost. The same can be applied for the parliament. I mean, we are in a crisis situation, right? So we need to save as much money as possible. So if we can conduct the parliament virtually, I mean, imagine how much money our country can save by doing that, by reducing the number of time the parliament is held physically. So that's something to think about. So my next suggestion is to use a cycle. I mean, if the proximity to your workplace is within 6 kilometers, then you can consider using a cycle to go to your office. And it is environmental friendly because it has zero emissions. It's good for your health because it provides a workout to your body, and it's good for your pocket as well. So don't think you are the only one who will have to use a cycle to go to your office. I mean, already in developed countries, a lot of people are using this method, and it saves them tons of money in terms of fuel bills and transportation cost.
So my next recommendation is carpooling. So carpooling is where, when you have a group of people going to the same destination, you can share a vehicle and split the cost among the members of the group. It could be a group of students, or it could be a group of colleagues. It could even be your neighbors. So if we take the example of colleagues, let's say in your office there are about 30 people working in your office at your department, and majority of them are coming to the office in their own personal vehicles. It could be a car, it could be an SUV, it could be something with 4 wheels. And the first thing we need to do is we need to group these 30 people based on their location, and the maximum number of people allowed in a group should not exceed 5. So we need to group them based on their location. And for example, let's say in the Colombo 5 group there are 5 people, right? And 3 out of 5 of that group are coming to the office in their own vehicle, in their own cars. But the problem is they're driving along, there's more room for more passengers, but still they come with empty seats. So when you apply carpooling concept into this scenario, what you do is, you need to firstly select one person out of that 3 who have vehicles, and then you need to ask the remaining 4 members to come to a certain location that is kind of easier for everyone. Then the person selected with the vehicle will come and pick them up, and all of you guys will come directly to the office. Then the transportation cost can be shared among the members. And imagine if you are driving along to the office, you have to bear the entire fuel cost. But if you drive and if you share your car with your own colleagues, then you only have to bear a small proportion of that cost, and it is applied for everyone. So it's a win-win for everyone because they also only have to bear a small proportion of the entire transportation cost. So this is a brilliant method, and you should really try it. Now I know when some of you hear this, you might say it is not practical, it's a weird solution, but let me tell you why. See, if we are to come out of this crisis situation as a nation, we need to work collectively and we need to work together. And I don't think the government alone will be able to provide solutions for this. And we as individuals should try to do something in our capacity to help each other, or do something that contributes to the economy. So this is a really good method that you can consider. So my next recommendation is electric bikes or electric cycles. So let's say the proximity to your workplace is more than 12 to 13 kilometers. Let's say it's 15 kilometers. Then cycling becomes a little bit impractical with the hot weather of our country. And by the time you arrive at your office, you will be sweating like crazy. So to avoid this, you can buy yourself an e-bike, which has an electric range of about 60 to 70 kilometers. It varies depending on the bike that you buy. Some bikes have an electric range of 60 kilometers, and some even have an electric range of around 120 meters. But I think 60 kilometers are more than enough in our country for your daily commutes, just to go to the office and come back. And it is healthy as well, because of course you are provided assistance by that electric motor, but you can still pedal. But the good thing about pedaling is, you don't have to pedal it as hard as you have to pedal a normal bike, because you are provided a boost from electric motors. So it is really effortless, and you can go for long distance journeys with this bike. And it's really an impressive way of reducing your fuel bill, because you don't have to use a drop of fuel. Of course there will be some electricity cost, but when you compare that amount with the amount that you will have to spend for your fuel, it is like nothing. And it is environmental friendly, it's good for your health, and it does the job for you. But what is even more impressive is that I recently saw a few videos where some YouTubers are reviewing electric bikes made in Sri Lanka. So this is really inspiring, and this is what we need as a country going forward. So you need to always support them by sharing their story or giving your feedback about their product. So I will share the link in the description, and you can always go and check them out. So my next method is called pooling a tuk-tuk. So you can order a pick-me or an Uber, or it could even be a meter taxi, and then you can share it with two of your friends who are going to the same destination, or at least going towards the same destination as you are. So in that way, no one has to bear the entire transportation cost. You can always share. So this method is as simple as that. So if you stayed with me this longer, I have a bonus tip for you guys that is called fuel economy tips. So I'm not going to talk about any fuel economy tips here, because that will increase the length of the video. But if you search on YouTube, and if you go and check our local channels like MRJ Inspire, there are more than enough videos about fuel economy tips, and it will save like 25 to 30% of the fuel cost. So why don't you go and check them out, and I will also share the link in the description so you can go and check them out. So there you have it guys, the 5 methods that you can use to reduce your transportation cost. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please ensure you like, subscribe and share. See you in the next one.